U.S. official confirms to CBS News that President Trump was secretly removed from Air Force One during an overseas trip last month after a credible threat from Iran. CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi breaks it down.
An apparent threat from Iran prompted President Trump to play a shell game with planes as he left July's NATO summit in Turkey.
Obviously, we gathered some intelligence that there was a plot against President Trump. No huge surprise. The Iranian regime has threatened to kill him.
Cameras captured the president boarding Air Force One. Then he slipped off and onto a catering truck to reach a smaller Air Force C-32A parked nearby, also leaving staffers and the press on the original plane.
It does appear as if the individuals on Air Force One itself were used as a decoy, and it does appear that there was an assessment that Air Force One may have been a likely target for bad actors.
Both planes then flew from Ankara, Turkey to Mildenhall Air Force Base in England, where the president secretly reboarded Air Force One for a public exit. Even the use of the legacy Air Force One was a change. President Trump flew to Turkey on the new jet that was gifted by Qatar. But that plane does not have all of the security fortifications of the older aircraft. President Trump talked with press aboard the new jet during the final leg of the journey from England to D.C. They asked why they had to lower the window shades during takeoff in Turkey.
I think that Iran was possibly thinking of trying
if they asked you to close your windows, probably they feel that way. They didn't ask me to close mine, but if they did, I would have done it. No, these are sick people, so I could see something like that.
The new Air Force One is scheduled to receive security upgrades this fall. Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News, the White House.
For more on this, let's bring in CBS News correspondent Natalie, who's traveling with the president in Geneva, Ohio for the Patriot Games youth athletic competition. So what's been the reaction since this story broke? Are we hearing anything from the White House, and do we have any more info on that threat from Iran?
Hi, Lindsay. We haven't yet heard from the president himself on this today. CBS News' Nancy Cordes has actually traveled on Air Force One as a pool reporter today, and the president on his way here to Ohio did not gaggle with reporters. But ahead of this story leaking, CBS News previously reported that U.S. intelligence had uncovered or detected what was being described as a credible plot to fire a missile at the plane President Trump was on as he left Turkey, which we now know led to that dramatic plane switch involving the catering truck. Obviously, this raises a lot of questions about the White House staffers, the journalists, of course, the administration officials who were on what we now know was a decoy plane. Administration officials have expressed frustration when this broke late last night that highly classified tactics leaked to the press and to the public and could potentially limit future protective operations in the face of ongoing threats. Now, again, we haven't yet heard directly from the president, but we do have kind of a general statement from the White House communications team saying that the administration uses every tool at its disposal to address threats, Lindsay.
All right, let's talk about another topic while we have you. Russia released U.S. Marine veteran Robert Gilman on a, quote, humanitarian basis after he spent 4 years in a Russian prison. President Trump says, quote, no exchange took place. What more do we know?
Yeah, the president did post about this on social media today, again, calling this a humanitarian release following discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin. He said that Russia asked for no one in return and that Gilman will land in the United States tonight. Now, CBS News did report last week that Gilman was hospitalized, said to be in serious condition. An advocate for his family that's been representing his family told CBS that they've been pushing for the administration to push for this former Marine's release because he was in a stupor with a feeding tube after being mistreated by Russian authorities, which is said to have included harassment, forced exercise sessions of up to 16 hours, and also, Lindsay, the administration of psychotropic drugs, again, according to this family's advocate.
Natalie Brand, thank you.